Hey, what's up guys? Adam Napolitano here from Writing and Fire. And in today's video, we're talking readability, one of the cardinal rules of copywriting. Is it okay to ever break this rule? And are there situations when it might actually be in your best interest to intentionally break it by at least a little bit? So I have an example here that I want to show you that I think kind of sheds light on this point because it's something that I feel like a lot of copywriters fixate on a little too much in some cases, and I know I've been guilty of it myself. And so this is something that I think can actually sometimes work against you as a copywriter if you let it kind of consume you in terms of just really fixating on that specific number, right? And so it depends on what resource you look at or who you talk to, but generally speaking, if your copy is speaking to average Joe consumer, kind of the consensus is really it should be at around a grade 6 readability level or below, right? I know other A-list copywriters like Cardinal, I think she shoots for grade 5 or lower. And again, it could vary slightly depending on where you look, who you ask. But generally, the consensus in our industry is should be at grade 6 or below for most of our copy. Again, when you're targeting sort of the average consumer as your potential customer. But I want to show you this advertorial from the good folks at Gundry MD because I think you're going to be a little surprised to see what they have here in terms of readability. And so this particular advertorial is promoting their gut cleanse protocol, and it's a short advertorial. It's only around like 380 words long. And I don't have any specific figures or performance metrics on this, so I just want to be clear about that. But one of my regular clients brought this to my attention, I'd say maybe a month ago, possibly 2 months ago. And so apparently this advertorial was performing very, very well, I think specifically on Facebook traffic. And so this is converting at scale prospects into customers. I just want to be clear about that. We're actually going to read through this advertorial together word for word because like I said, it's pretty short. But first, here's what I want to show you. I want to show you the readability. I copied this entire advertorial into Hemingway. So let me head over there. Okay, you can see I have it copied right into my Hemingway editor app. And look at the readability score, okay? Grade 9. Grade 9. Now, if you're a fellow copywriter, even in the health and supplement space, do you ever submit copy with a readability that high to your client? I bet most copywriters would probably be shaking their head. You kidding me? No freaking way. That's way too high, right? If the consensus is copy should be at grade 6 or below for the readability, grade 9, you're obviously going to lose way too many people, can't possibly convert at scale to the average consumer. Well, as we know, yeah, it can because, like I said, this advertorial has been running at scale since November and doing very well and converting at scale. And so we're going to come back to Hemingway in a little bit to kind of analyze these results a little. But now let's switch back and actually read the Gundry advertorial because I want you to be able to see for yourself and come to your own conclusion on whether you feel like this advertorial is difficult to read at all or understand, okay? So let's go. My insides feel clean again. Top doctor shares his method, do this. We've been told our whole lives to eat certain fruits, vegetables, and whole grains to stay in good health. However, according to Dr. Stephen Gundry, a world-renowned heart surgeon, many so-called health foods in the American diet contain a potentially dangerous substance that could be expanding your waistline. This substance can cause microtears to form in your fragile intestinal wall, allowing bacteria and waste products to seep into your body, says Dr. Gundry. Warning signs can include weight gain, fatigue, digestive discomfort, stiff, achy joints, even skin problems. The good news is that this problem can be easily helped from your own home. It's very simple. You just have to know which foods are actually healthy and which contain this hidden substance, he goes on to explain. By simply eliminating this harmful substance, Dr. Gundry has seen thousands of his own patients feel better quickly. In fact, he even lost 70 pounds himself. Now, after years of research, Dr. Gundry has decided to release an informative video to the public, free and uninterrupted, showcasing exactly which foods you need to avoid. So far, the comments and feedback have been outstanding, with thousands of Americans feeling better than they have in decades. Click here to watch the presentation. And then, of course, he has a curiosity-provoking image with ice cubes and eggs. Watch the video. And of course, you click on that image, it links to their VSL, as you would expect. Dr. Gundry also serves as a personal physician to many A-list celebrities. Now, there is one thing Dr. Gundry asks from his viewers. If watching this helps you take control of your weight back, fight unhealthy cravings, increase your energy, ease gas and bloating, or find relief from stiff, achy joints, Dr. Gundry says, then please share this video with your friends and loved ones. Together, we can help as many people avoid these health issues as possible. Watch the presentation here. And that's it. That's the end of the advertorial. This is just a little bio on him at the bottom. Nothing crazy there. Now, I don't know about you, but to me, that entire thing is pretty easy to read and understand, right? If you think about it, there's no complex medical or scientific terms at all in the copy. No mysterious or hard to pronounce ingredient names, nothing like that you would expect to increase the readability score and also just make it more difficult for the average person to understand what you're talking about, right? None of that going on. So if we go back over to Hemingway, let's take a look at the results a little bit. So from the looks of it, the main reason why they're giving this such a high readability score is because there are 4 hard-to-read sentences in yellow and 6 very hard-to-read sentences in red. In fact, look, these first, the second and third paragraph, the entire things are all in red, meaning, according to Hemingway, they're both very hard to read. Why? Because Hemingway and apps like this, these readability apps, they hate longer sentences. But they don't actually look at each word or, they don't care what the words are in those sentences. If the sentence is long, even if it's easy to understand, they automatically jack up that readability score because they hate long sentences, right? But look, the writer, they break it up with these dashes. I'm not sure if they're called EM dashes or what the actual term is, but they break up these long sentences with these dashes, making it easier on the eyes to give your eyes that little brief break so that it is easier to read. And the content itself is super easy to understand. It's pretty basic and straightforward, right? So this is almost sort of a glitch, in my opinion, with Hemingway and apps like it, because they fixate too much on sentence length and weigh that heavily against the readability score. But as you can see, you can still have a higher readability score and have a piece of copy perform well and convert at scale, okay? And again, this is a short piece of copy. For longer form stuff, yeah, you need to be more aware of the readability score and generally want it lower because it's just so much more information for the person to have to digest and absorb and understand. But don't be afraid to flirt with higher readability scores, especially with shorter copy. And here's another super important point. Expectation of your audience matters a lot, right? This is a real doctor, a medical doctor with impressive credentials. They expect him to be communicating in a certain way. Think about any time you've gone to the doctor in real life, right? Like your doctor communicates in sort of a more professional, slightly more sophisticated tone than your friend Bob or your spouse is going to communicate on the same topic, right? And you expect that because they're a frickin' medical doctor. If this was written to be too conversational and like dumbed down too much, it would sound weird. And the reader, they'd read it and be like, yeah, something's off here. Like, I've never met a doctor that talks like this. Is this guy even a real doctor? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's a real thing. In that case, it wouldn't match their expectation. So matching the expectation of your audience is super important, including when it comes to how you're communicating with them. So I just wanted to point that out. I hope you found this video helpful. I'd love to hear your thoughts too on the whole, copywriting and readability rule, and kind of get your take on it. So feel free to leave a comment below. Hopefully you got something valuable out of this video. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.